The prospect of Terence Crawford stepping up to face Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds has sparked widespread debate within the boxing community. Crawford, a generational talent, has impressed fans and experts alike throughout his career, dominating in multiple weight classes. However, many are skeptical about his chances at middleweight, especially against a fighter like Canelo, who is regarded as one of the best in the world. While Crawford's skill set is undeniable, there are concerns about his ability to translate that skill to a higher weight class, particularly against a fighter with the size, strength, and experience of Canelo. Juan Manuel Marquez, the Mexican boxing legend, is among those who have voiced doubt about Crawford's chances in this matchup. Marquez, known for his sharp boxing mind and tactical approach, has praised Crawford's abilities, acknowledging his impressive defense, sharp combinations, and overall technique. However, Marquez also emphasized a critical point: the weight class. He argued that the move up to 168 pounds could be a step too far for Crawford, citing concerns about the physical mismatch between the two fighters. Marquez recalled Crawford's past struggles when moving up in weight, particularly his fight against Amir Khan, where he appeared slower and lacked the same power. Marquez's warning is clear: talent alone may not be enough against a fighter of Canelo's caliber when the size difference is so significant. Marquez also took time to acknowledge the strengths of Canelo, noting that the Mexican champion is not only a gifted fighter, but also a complete package with incredible durability, power, and ring IQ. He emphasized that Canelo's ability to absorb punishment and his experience at higher weight classes would be significant advantages in this fight. Canelo has faced and beaten some of the biggest names in boxing, including Gennady Golovkin, Sergey Kovalev, and Dmitry Bivol. His ability to withstand punches from some of the hardest hitters in the sport is a testament to his toughness and resilience. According to Marquez, Crawford's power and speed may not be enough to overcome the physicality and strength of Canelo at 168 pounds. Strength coach Rob Aosta also weighed in, offering a brutally honest take on the fight. Aosta pointed out that while Crawford is an exceptional athlete with a strong work ethic, the move to 168 pounds is a risky one. Crawford has fought at 147 pounds for the majority of his career and has never competed at 168 pounds. Aosta expressed concern that Crawford's natural size may not be sufficient to handle the increased weight and power of Canelo, especially when considering the fact that Crawford's weight gain may not come with the same strength and conditioning that Canelo's has. Aosta explained that Canelo has been living at this weight, cutting down from even higher weights, and has developed the necessary muscle and endurance to thrive in the division. On the other hand, Crawford's weight gain may be forced rather than natural, and that could leave him vulnerable in the ring. Aosta also noted that Crawford's lack of experience at 168 pounds could be a significant factor in the fight. He pointed out that while Crawford has sparred with heavier opponents, sparring does not replicate the intensity and danger of real fights at that weight class. The difference between sparring and actual competition is immense, and Aosta warned that Crawford's lack of experience at this level could be a major disadvantage. Furthermore, Aosta questioned whether Crawford's power would carry up to 168 pounds. He reminded everyone that the last time Crawford moved up in weight, to 154 pounds, he didn't appear to have the same sharpness, and both he and his opponent took clean shots without being visibly shaken. This, according to Aosta, raised concerns about whether Crawford's punches would be effective against a fighter like Canelo, who has demonstrated an uncanny ability to take hard punches and keep coming forward. Abel Sanchez, a respected trainer in the boxing world, also shared his doubts about the matchup. Sanchez, like Aosta, expressed concerns about the size and experience gap between Crawford and Canelo. While he acknowledged Crawford's skills, he emphasized that Canelo is a much bigger fighter and has been tested at the elite level against much larger opponents. Sanchez questioned whether Crawford's added weight would be enough to make a real difference in the fight, pointing out that Canelo has been able to take punches from massive opponents like Sergey Kovalev and Gennady Golovkin without flinching. For Sanchez, this fight isn't just a test of skill. It's a battle of size, strength, and durability. He argued that Canelo's toughness and experience would make it difficult for Crawford to find success, no matter how talented he is. Darius K.O., a former fighter and boxing analyst, added his perspective, emphasizing the size gap between the two fighters. K.O. expressed his belief that Canelo's ability to absorb punishment and his durability would be key factors in this fight. While K.O. acknowledged Crawford's skill and athleticism, he doubted that Crawford would have enough power to truly hurt Canelo. He pointed out that Crawford's performance at 154 pounds did not suggest he would have the firepower to damage Canelo, who has taken shots from some of the hardest punchers in boxing. K.O. also raised the issue of Crawford's size, suggesting that even with the added weight, Crawford would still be at a disadvantage. He believes that Canelo would be able to press the action and eventually wear Crawford down with his superior size and strength. Jim Lampley, a legendary broadcaster and analyst, also weighed in on the discussion, providing a more measured take on the potential fight. Lampley, who has followed Crawford's career closely, acknowledged his incredible skill, but raised significant concerns about the weight gap between the two fighters. Lampley pointed out that Crawford has never fought at 168 pounds and has only briefly competed at 154 pounds. While Lampley believes Crawford is one of the best fighters of his generation, he questioned whether Crawford would be able to cope with the physical demands of a fight at middleweight. Lampley emphasized that Canelo has faced much bigger opponents and has shown the ability to absorb punishment from some of the hardest hitters in the sport. For Lampley, this fight is not just about skill. It's about the reality of what it takes to compete at 168 pounds. Lampley also raised concerns about Crawford's ability to hurt Canelo, especially considering the Mexican's proven chin and resilience. Canelo has taken shots from fighters like Kovalev and Golovkin, and Lampley doubted whether Crawford could replicate the same kind of success against him. While Crawford is known for his sharp punches and excellent timing, Lampley questioned whether those punches would be enough to make Canelo respect him. He pointed out that Crawford's skill alone may not be sufficient to overcome the size and durability of Canelo. Lampley, who is a big fan of Crawford, acknowledged that while Crawford has the tools to make this an interesting fight, he also cautioned that the weight gap and the power difference could make it a very difficult challenge. Paul Kroll, a rising welterweight, also added his voice to the debate. Kroll expressed his respect for Crawford's talent, but pointed out that the size difference would be a significant factor in the fight. He agreed with the general sentiment that a good big man often beats a good smaller man, especially when the skill gap is not massive. Kroll acknowledged that Crawford's explosiveness and aggression could make the fight interesting, but he doubted whether Crawford would be able to hurt Canelo. In his view, Crawford's best chance would be to outbox Canelo, using his speed and skill to stay elusive and win a decision. Kroll emphasized that Crawford would need to be nearly perfect for the entire fight and avoid making any mistakes, as one slip-up could be disastrous against someone like Canelo. While many experts and analysts are doubtful about Crawford's chances in this fight, there is still room for intrigue. Crawford is known for his ability to make adjustments in the ring and his willingness to take risks. Some believe that if anyone can make the jump up to 168 pounds and succeed, it's Crawford. However, the challenge is immense, and as many have pointed out, Crawford will need more than just his skill to win this fight. He will need to prove that his speed, IQ, and heart can overcome a significant size and power disadvantage. If Crawford can pull off a win against Canelo, it would be one of the greatest feats in modern boxing. But for now, the consensus among most experts is that the fight is a step too far for the Nebraska native. The debate around Crawford's potential matchup with Canelo Alvarez underscores a fundamental truth in boxing: size matters. While skill is undoubtedly important, it is often the bigger, stronger fighter who prevails when the two are evenly matched in technique. Canelo has proven time and time again that his size, strength, and durability are key factors in his success. For Crawford, moving up to 168 pounds presents an entirely new challenge, and many are unconvinced that he can overcome it. As the fight draws closer, the tension continues to build. Will Crawford's brilliance be enough to overcome the physical challenges of fighting at 168 pounds? Or will Canelo's power, experience, and toughness ultimately prove too much for the smaller man? The answer will come in the ring, but for now, the fight remains a lightning rod for debate in the boxing world. Only time will tell if Crawford can prove the doubters wrong, or if the critics will be vindicated when the bell rings.